day doesn't start here, yet this ends this incredible trip of a winter wonderland. Firstly, this film is dedicated to my beautiful daughter. The sunshine on rainy days, the brightness in the sky, the love she brings to our family. Azalea May, this is for you. A curious island on the edge of the world. This is Tasmania. This trip begins with day one in the thriving city of Hobart. And our first day trip is to the Cascade Brewery. This is Jeff. He's my stepdad. He is driving most of the trip. With his experience as a truck driver, the roads can be dangerous in winter with slippery and icy conditions. So he's probably the most experienced in driving. Day 2, Pirates Bay. This lovely location has various little spots and is a must when visiting Tasmania. We begin our trip down to the gorgeous natural phenomenon, the tessellated pavement. And this is my wife, Amber. She is the mother of my daughter and the sunshine of my life. The next stop is Devil's Kitchen. Gorgeous cliffs and incredible sea views, this location offers incredible photos and memories for a lifetime. The roads in Tasmania are windy and slippery. Be sure to be careful when travelling on these roads. Accidents do happen, so take your time and be safe. Day 3, Port Harbour. This historical location is important for Australian history. Located on the Tasman Peninsula, this site has more than 30 buildings, ruins and restored period homes dating from the prisoners' establishment in 1830 until its closure in 1877. During this time, 12,500 convicts served sentences and for many, it was living hell. There is much to do here and various buildings to explore and learn about early Australian convicts. Day 3 leads us out of Hobart and takes us deep into Newdegate Cave in the Hastings. The Hastings Cave State National Reserve is a setting of a complex of caves and natural warm springs located 102 kilometres south of Hobart. Newdegate Cave is the largest dolomite cave in Australia open for tourists. And this is my mum. She is wonderful, the most caring and honest person I've ever met. It is an honour to experience life as her son. We take the roads once again towards Mount Field National Reserve for a small hike to the gorgeous waterfall, Russell Falls. Day 4. On our way to the journey towards the west coast, we stop in TARRALEAH at the hydro power station. The cold winter morning brings ice to the puddles that forms like glass. The beautiful views at this stunning location is a must. After a quick trip east, we stop at the wall at DERWENT Bridge. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage of this as the artist requests his work not to be photographed. This location is a must. The wall is a carved stretch of wooden panels which depict the history of Central Highlands of Tasmania. The Flux Quarry is a rich part of history in Queenstown. This was once the richest mining town in the world. The climb up the mountain is a definite with views of the quarry and the beautiful winding roads down to Queenstown. Day 5 starts in STRAHAN. This gorgeous river cruise along the Gordon River was incredible. With a full day trip on this luxurious boat, we visit locations such as Hell's Gate and the salmon fish farms. The lovely tour guide talks us through the rich history of Sarah Island, another convict location in Tasmania. Her knowledge was astonishing and entertaining with great detail. As we travel back on the boat, we stop off to hear about the history of the world-famous Huon pine. Finishing off the trip at Morrisons sawmill in Strahan, we see the location where they predominantly mill the Huon pine. For only a few dollars you can walk away with a small piece of Huon pine to take back home. As we settle in for the night on day 6, we travel back to Queenstown for the popular and much anticipated train ride on the West Coast Wilderness Railway. Stepping back into history, we hear about the tales of resilience, triumph over rugged terrain, hardship and adversity. The West Coast Wilderness Railway is a heritage experience that is one to not miss. Day 7, my personal favourite location in the world, Cradle Mountain. Cradle Mountain sits between the Big River and the Northern Aboriginal nations. Aboriginal Tasmanians were persecuted by the European settlers upon their arrival, and the last free Aboriginals in the area were seen just south of Cradle Mountain in 1836. With the gorgeous views of Dove Lake and the famous bow shed, we hike up the top to see the views of this incredible location. On day 8, we travel to a gorgeous little town on the northwest coast of Tasmania called Stanley, which has a great tourist location called the Nut. The Nut is an old volcanic plug sited by Bass and Flinders on their circumnavigation of Van Diemen's Land, now called Tasmania, in 1798, and they named it Circular Head. Closer to sunset, we head down to the boardwalk where we're lucky enough to see fairy penguins. It is recommended to not shine lights on them, and I didn't capture any footage unfortunately. Their voices are rich and incredible to hear, and they set up their nests for mating season. Day 9, we travel through Sheffield, which hosts the famous Murals. The first mural was painted in 1986 and now has over 60, depicting the area's rich history and natural beautiful scenery. As we settle into Launceston, at sunset we visit the gorgeous Cataract Gorge. It's an incredible location we'd never think exists 1.5 kilometres from the city centre. The gorge has a pathway known as the King's Bridge Cataract Walk, which originally was built by volunteers in the 1890s, which runs along the north bank of the Cataract Gorge. With an early rise on day 10, we set out the road down to my mum's favourite spot, the Bay of Fires in Binnalong Bay. This location was incredible, with white sand beaches, stunning clear water with rich colour, and the famous Bay of Fires rocks. The bay was given to its name in 1773 by Captain Tobias Fenno in Adventure, who saw the fires of the Aboriginal people on the beaches. As we hit sunset, we arrive in BICCHENO and visit the blowhole. With stunning views of this location, it's just photogenic sunrise and sunset. Day 11, Amber, Azalea and I head down towards Freycinet, where we hike up the mountain and visit Wineglass Bay Lookout. Stunning views after a nice gentle walk. BICCHENO also hosts a gorgeous little wilderness park, home to several Tasmanian devils. Tasmanian devils are an endangered species here in Tasmania. Their large head and neck allows it to generate among the strongest bites per unit of body mass. Since the late 90s, the devil fascia tumor disease, or DFTD, has drastically reduced the devil population and now threatens the survival of the species, which in 2008 was declared to be endangered. Day 12, we travel back towards Hobart while stopping into the Spiky Bridge. This bridge was incredibly built by the convicts in 1843. Another bridge that was built by convicts was Richmond Bridge. Richmond Bridge is now Australia's oldest bridge you can drive over. And the last day, day 13, Mount Wellington. The most incredible experience of the trip, the most gorgeous snowfall I've ever seen. Due to heavy snow, the roads were closed to the summit and a hike was the only way up. But it was worth it. This brought an incredible ending to our Tasmanian journey in 2019, and definitely one to remember. Tasmania, thank you for hospitality, and we will be back.